Hi, everyone. I thought today we would do two things. We would start by looking at the scripts package. I tweeted out something yesterday about a custom configuration for a webpack.config.js file. So if you want to have the situation where you are, you want to use the scripts package to do all the auto detection goodness that it does, for finding multiple blocks and dealing with all that stuff, but you also want to have some custom entry points. I'm pretty sure that you can't mix and match those options right at the moment. So there's a way of doing that with Webpack, but I wanted to go through that and see sort of how, if that works or not, or like how that works, and put it through its paces. Anyways, enough of my rambling. Let's get into it. So let me just switch over my coding cam. All right, so I'm using local, right here, and so the thing we're going to look at today is we're going to look at some of these configurations. So this is the scripts package that I'm in here. I'll drop it in the chat here. Paste that. Stand by. So that's the docs for the scripts package is developer.wordpress.org, and then in block editor, and then down the packages thing. So basically, there's a bunch of flags that we can pass. We can pass for example, where am I here? So we can talk about like doing entry points, custom entry points like this. So we can run build or start. It's all basically the same. We can add multiple entry points here, and then we can set some output paths and all this sort of stuff, which I'm starting to realize that this documentation is there's a lot, but it's not easy to follow. So anyhow, you're just gonna have to trust me when I put in the flags. There we go. So okay, so I have scaffolded a plugin here just in our Twitch repository. That's this one. I'm just going to get rid of this build for now. So basically, I just use the create block package to just get us a very basic plugin, and I'm doing a couple of tests on this. So just this is like the simplest plugin that you can get. We're basically just pulling in our save, and anyways, it's all the stuff from the what's the word I'm looking for here, from the create block package. Anyhow, cool. So that's what that does. So now let's just start messing with it. So in my terminal here, just gonna clear that out. So if I just run npm start, this is gonna build. Oh no, sorry, I gotta get rid of something I added. Never you mind. You see nothing. You see nothing. We'll run npm start, which is just gonna run the start command here. And this should build out our plugin, and we can see we've got our block and our index, and everything's built out the way it's sort of expected. Cool, awesome. That's what we would expect to have happen. So we'll just turn this off and we'll clear this for now. So that's out of the box functionality. Now, multiple blocks is a thing that we want to have as well. So to do multiple blocks, we want to put various, you want to put all of your, inside your source directory right here, which I might just zoom that in. I don't know if people can see that very well. There, that's better. So in source, which is like the default name of the directory that the scripts package looks inside of. It looks for an index.js in there. It looks for block. It looks for directories and scans them for block.json. That's how it knows. But we can update that. So anyway, so now if I run this, you know what? Before I do that, I'm going to copy this. Call this block 2. All right. I think I have to come in here and change some stuff. There we go. All right, now if I hit npm run, npm start again, I mean, this should build. And if we look in our build directory, you can see block, what did I call that? Block 3, I did. Silly Ryan. So now it's detected that we've got one block, 2 blocks, and the only thing that we have to do to make sure that this works now is update our build directory, like the path to the file, the path to the JSON file, block.json. So in this case, I called it block 3, but it should actually be block 2. Maybe I'll just update that. That should build it out. Build it like this, right? So that works great. Now, let's say we wanted to rename the source directory, because maybe we're in a project that has another source directory. Maybe it's like a legacy project, and say we just wanted to call this, let's call it blocks, right? Because that's the only thing that's going to go in here. Now, if we run this, it's going to give us we can't find anything. So now that we've changed the source directory to a different name, we're getting this sort of these errors. Now the errors are smart enough to tell you, hey, you need to change some stuff here. So what we can do is we can actually say, we can change the name of the directory that the scripts package is going to use to where it's going to check for assets, for JavaScript files, basically, right? So we're just going to add this to it, to blocks, right? And if I rerun this now, everything should just go back, and seems it works just fine. So now in our build we have this, and that works again. I'll just delete this to make sure that people are all right. So now we've got blocks. Awesome. So that's a pretty awesome little configuration tool. So where it gets complicated though is what if we didn't want to call this blocks? Let's say we wanted to call this Gutenberg, right? And but it needs Gutenberg, because maybe we'll have other stuff in here. Maybe we'll have plugins. Maybe we'll have slot fill or stuff, right? And then so if we run this again, we'll just make sure that this is going to work. And it's just an arbitrary name. And we can customize the out directory as well. So if we wanted to make it, we wanted to say, call this dist, say, right? So now this should take care of everything in Gutenberg when I build it, and it should put it into a folder called dist, and there it is. But you can name this whatever you want. So you can really customize this. You can do a lot with it, which is awesome. Excuse me, which is really cool. But let's say we have our blocks. Let's say we want to do plugins, right? And then in here, we're just going to put an index file. Oops, not that. We're going to put an index file. So this is a case where, say, like you wanted to introduce a slot fill, or you wanted to introduce a custom data store or something that's not block related, right? And I'm just going to, for the purposes of what we're doing, right? We just want to, it doesn't matter what the code does. We're not going to actually look at this in a browser anyways, but this is just a use case. So now you can actually add an entry point like this, right? So what I can say is I can go plugins. This is the root directory. Oh no, so I'm going to go to Gutenberg. If I can spell it right. Gutenberg plugins. Right, index.js. I think that's what I called it there. Wasn't that what I called it? Yeah. So now you would think that what would happen here is we have a custom endpoint, but then it's also going to do the block stuff. But let's see what's going to happen. This is, I think I know what's going to happen here, but I'm not entirely sure. We'll find out. So it's going to run this. Okay, so now let's look in dist. So in dist folder, we've got our index. Great. So it's saying that's basically our JavaScript. But then in here, we've lost all our block stuff. And this is because when you override by the CLI, the sort of the magic that happens around that sort of source directory, that auto detection, it gets lost. So there's a way to fix that. And the way we did it was with, the way I've done it was with a, I'm now realizing I got to get that code. So the way we can do it is we can go into, we can add a webpack new file. So we'll add a webpack.config.js. Right. So what you would typically do is you would need to import. Sorry, I'm just grabbing the code from the screen here. That's why I'm not looking at the camera. So we're going to need to import the default configuration, And then we're going to want to add basically, so this is kind of the out of the box. So now you can add your customization. So you would want to do something like entry, right? And then you want to add your entry to it. And what we call this, plugins maybe. And then the path would be like Guten, in our case it'd be Gutenberg, plugins, index. Oh my sweet Lord. Something like that, right? So let's see what this does. So it would be great if we could get the existing stuff, right? So we could actually get the existing, entry from the default configuration. We can spread that as an object, right? And then so what this is in theory, what this is saying is give us the default entry points from the configuration, but then we're just going to add our own to it, right? And so let's see what that does. So I'm going to delete this out of here, and we'll just run this again. And just let me know if this is getting hard to read or anything. Oh, Kevin asked a question. Do you know if there's a way to only load the extra JS file when your block is used on the page? Yes, there is. There is. It's viewScript. Oh wait, sorry. Is this for front end code you're talking about? So there's a viewScript thing that happens, and you can actually that's how that will work. Yeah, if you're using a dynamic block, you have to. Yeah, so if it's like a front end script, there's a viewScript parameter. I'll get into that in a second. That's a really good question. But this file that I'm thinking of here is not block related in this case. But what you're talking about is definitely a use case that we can look at in a second. So if I run this, what I'm hoping will happen is I'm hoping that I'll get everything back. What a break here. What the deuce did I do? Oh, sorry. I misnamed the directory. That's the problem. All right, so let's do this again. So, okay, look, it looks like it built, but let's take a look, right? And so we got plugin assets, and now so we're still having that problem. Lieutenant Jake, my man, how are you? It's good to see you. Look, Lieutenant Jake is my cousin. Thanks for coming, man. Appreciate it. Oh, LT Jake. I'm assuming that's Lieutenant. Anyways, okay, so why doesn't that work? Well, the reason that doesn't work is because if we console log out this is kind of a static value. It's not doing the dynamic lookup that we want it to. Christian Raber, yo, first time tuning in the stream. Thanks, man. I appreciate man or woman. Sorry, thank you, friend. Appreciate you coming in and hanging out. You're welcome anytime. So there. If we look inside the source code for the scripts package, which I'll just kind of get us there here. Oh, of course. I'm going to go into a non-incognito window and see what we can do here. The copy link address. I don't want to have to deal with that. Okay, so it should be logged in here. So we go into pack. Oh. Zoom this in. If you go into scripts, and if you look into config, and this is like if you're running into any problems here with any script, anything in Gutenberg, just go to the source. I mean, as we improve documentation, we shouldn't have to do this as much, but sometimes it's just easier to go straight to the source. So if we look at what the webpack.config file is doing, there, if you can scroll down far enough, there's this thing called getWebpackEntryPoints. So if we find that, which I believe is in, okay, it's pulled in from utils. So now we can go into, we'll go into scripts, go into utils, config, I think, and then we'll find the, where is it? Good, nope, I think it's further, get webpack entry points. So this is doing all the fun scanning stuff. It's looking for your source directory. It's gonna, so it respects that flag that we've added. This is the environment variable for the WP source directory. So normally it's set to source as the default, but we've set it to Gutenberg, right? So it's doing all this stuff. So this is the magic that we need. And so in order to get that working again, we're gonna import that particular utility from the package, and then we're just going to spread the results of it like this. And so what this is going to do, that's going to dynamically grab all of the it's going to dynamically grab the entry points, and then it's going to spread it as an object on there, and then it's going to add our own. So if we run this now, hopefully, I don't know why I've tested this. I don't know why I'm all weird about it. What this should now give us is we should get our custom entry point, npm start, or build. We'll do it as well, right? And now in here we got our index, which is, where's that coming from? Index. Oh, I see. Oh, it's actually finding that. That's cool. That's unexpected. I didn't know if I needed to do that. Weird. Okay, so maybe we don't even need to add that custom entry point. But look what it's doing. It's still not. What? You get out of here. That worked yesterday. Annoying. Let me put this in here and see if that's the problem. Let's try this again. So it's not finding that file. Why isn't it finding that file? Doesn't make any sense. Huh? See what happens if I just do this. Weird. Okay, I think I'm going to get rid of this stuff. Oh, that's why I have that in there. I'm sorry, I messed that up. Let's go back and put this. No, I want this to go back to what I had, which was, what is that? There we go. Okay, let's try that again. Plugins. Okay, so now let's clear this. Okay, that looks a little better. Okay, that's better. Okay, so what I had actually done was because I had that entry point defined in here in the start, it was breaking and overriding our webpack.config. So what this has now done is, if we look in dist, we've got our plugins, which is the stuff that's in here in our custom path, right? And then it's also got all our blocks, and so the blocks will be all right. And so that's how we can do that, which is super duper handy. And there's some other really cool stuff in here as well. So we can update all this and it works well. That was really the one thing that I wanted to show. But Kevin, you had a question about viewScript. So if we look at so you can, there's a file that in your block.json, for example. So let's look in this block. What you can actually add is you can add a viewScript entry, right? And so this should just get defined. I'm just gonna add a new file in here called view. What are we doing? Where'd that go? Get out of here. View.js, right? And in here we're gonna alert view. This is how I test things in JavaScript. Alert and console log. Okay, so in this case, this should only be loaded when the block is in place. So I'm going to actually go into my trusty local by Flywheel. I'm going to open this up, and do I already have it open? Yeah, I already have it here. Okay, so I'm gonna come into my plugins here and see wherever I called it scripts configuration. This is the name of the plugin that I messed with, that I'm doing today. So let's go to post, we'll add new, and we'll go this out of here and go viewScript. I'm gonna save the draft, and then, oh man, I don't even know what I called this block. Let's go here. This is it. We'll go block.json. Let me get this out of the way. That out of the way. This is gonna be okay. So we'll just call it viewScript tester. viewScript tester. Now I'm just gonna reload this. Save that. Reload. So view. Oh, I know what this is marking. I don't know why it's not working, because we configured some things. So this should be in dist now. Should also be in dist. This is something that I'd really like to automate a little better. Do you override? Hey, Xavier or Xavier? Is that am I saying that right? Just do you override the entry point to the extra argument in package.json? Oh, in here, yeah. So that seemed you can do multiple entry points, but I believe it merges them all together into one. And the problem that we're having is we want to leverage the scripts package and its built-in sort of like discoverability of blocks, right? Because that makes life so much easier for us to do multiple blocks, where we just have to put a folder inside our directory with the block.json in it. And then the scripts package will actually read the block.json, find all of these files, parse them, and put them in the right place. And so we want to leverage that as much as possible, because otherwise you have to like manually enqueue all this stuff and do it all yourself. And so when you add entry points to the script and package.json, you kind of lose that fun goodness. And that would be something that it's an enhancement to the package that we should look at doing. So you can do that, but still leverage whatever the block directory lookup is. Does that answer your question? I hope. If not, just keep asking stuff, and I'll do what I can. I'll keep talking. All right, let's just save this draft again. I'm going to refresh this. Hopefully now we should have a view. Why is that not working? Okay. Do this every time. Did I not build? 1 second. So this should be dist block 1, dist block 1. It's in there. Let me just force reload this. One trick that I do when I'm trying to, like, if I can't figure out why something's not loading, I go and check in WP content and then into here and see what's loaded. And it looks like it's loaded. So I'm getting some console errors. The block scripts configuration must have a title. Okay. What the heck is going on? It does have a title. I don't know what you're talking about. All right, I'm gonna delete this because I don't want to fight with this anymore. Get rid of that. Maybe I have to do that. Let's see. What? Create blocks. The block. Create blocks scripts configuration option. That's like literally this thing, right? No. Oh, I thought that got updated. That's annoying. Okay. That's annoying. I need to, okay. Import meta from, oh my God, what am I doing? I'm gonna go block.json and then I'm gonna say meta.title. Meta.title. Oops. That was the problem. I had a mismatch of the block.json and the script right here. So this should work. Why are you being like that? Oh, I didn't build. Didn't build, guys. That's why. Here we go. Let's try this again. Okay, so that's built. Let's run this. Block names. Man, I'm having a heck of a time. It's like I've never done this before. It's my first day with blocks. Very first day. So what's in here? What is the problem? What is it yelling at me for? Is that the issue? Okay. You wanted to put... I wanted to... No, I didn't. Oh, what did I put? Oh, yes, I did. Kevin, you've been back one day. and you're already saving my stream. You're the best. All right, let's see what happens here now. I don't know, is this gonna work? ViewScript, no. What the absolute crap is going on here? Okay, meta name, block.json. Oh no, it needs a prefix. Oh boy, you know, it's that feeling when you literally have no idea what you're doing. There we go, ViewScript tester. Okay, thanks team. Thanks team, figure it out. Y'all are awesome. All right, so let's see what happens now. So in my publish script, if I view this post, there we go. So that's there. So now if I believe if I remove this block, update this, refresh this page, I shouldn't get anything. So that, Kevin, is how you do it. Does that make sense? So it's the ViewScript. This ViewScript option gets loaded when the block exists. Sorry, not option, but whatever that file is that you define. Now I believe, and I don't think it made it into 6.0, but I think it might be in 6.1 maybe. ViewScript can accept an array, so you can have multiple files, but that's not quite ready yet. I don't believe. I have to look that up again. Now, something to keep in mind, that if you are doing this in a dynamic block, you have to manually enqueue this. So let's convert this. Let's copy this block. We'll make it a dynamic one. We'll call this block 2, not block 3, block 2. We'll make it a dynamic block. So our dynamic block, as we know, does not require a save because it returns null by default, so we don't need that. I'm gonna get rid of the save in here. Let's get rid of this file. Let's go delete block.json. I'm just gonna call this dynamic. And then what else do I need? What else do I need? All right. I need to duplicate this. I need to add an array here, and we're gonna have it's gonna be render callback. Right, and this is gonna take a function, which I think I'm just gonna do an inline function here. You know what? I'm not gonna do an inline function. Render the block. Which is, why is it yelling at me? Okay, so then I just need a function down here called render the block. All right. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, okay, cool. All right, so in here, we're gonna want to return something, right? We're gonna return, this is output. All right, so this is super duper raw. So if you're unfamiliar, great, couldn't be easier. Yeah, it's pretty cool. But there is a caveat here. So let's just look at this block again. So in here we have ViewScript. I'm gonna say view dynamic. Right, so I don't think this will work. Oh wait, I need to change the name of the block so I know what the name of it. Dynamic tester. All right, so let's actually make sure this is, where are we going? This is running, it is running. Okay, we'll go back over here. Not there, we'll go here. Oh, critical error. PHP. I touch PHP once and then the world ends. And what am I doing wrong? Oh, that's what I'm doing wrong. Gotta love them semicolons. Okay, so if I go ViewScript, no, what did I call it? Why is that not working? Dynamic, this, 2, might not pull that. Oh, it's block 2. There we go. Again, this is something that it'd be really awesome to render this a lot. It'd be great if we could render it simpler. Like it would be less of a pain. Sources, content, block 1. Okay, so it's not getting block 2. So dist block 2, block 2, block 1, block 2, block 2. Okay, what is going on? I'm gonna just rerun this maybe. Okay, so block 2 work, block 2 work. All right, I wasn't getting its files. What do I need to save there? So let's try viewScript. There we go. So the dynamic tester. So this is the dynamic version of this block. If I update this, I just come over here. You can see that this got output, but the script doesn't. And the reason that I'm gonna fix this 1 second, and I put it in a div so it actually shows up in the right spot. So this is the output, right? So this is working, but we're not getting that viewScript thing. So what we actually have to do is, and I lost my code window here, standby. Oh, there's where what we need to do is we need to manually enqueue it. So what we need to do is enqueue the front end script, and it's basically we just call it in here somewhere, right? So it's just WP enqueue script, and it's believe it's the name of the block followed by viewScript, right? So in our case, we need to grab I think it would be this and this like that, but then this would be dash. And I think that's, nope, what? That's not what I want. Because it's already been registered, so we don't need to call it like that anymore. We just need to enqueue it. So I'm hoping that this is the right thing. And it's just a matter of figuring out what the name of that is. It's a little bit janky doing it that way. So if we refresh this, there we go. So now we got the view dynamic. So if you're doing a dynamic block, you have to manually call the enqueue to have that work, and then you can you can do whatever you want in here if you want to pull in a template and stuff. But basically, it's the namespace, the name of the block, and then viewScript. So I'm gonna put that in there. Naming convention is a namespace. Whoa! Somebody found my mission accomplished. Awesome. Did that pop up? I didn't even see it. So name space followed by block name, block name. Oh my God, Ryan, type block name dash view dash script. So I'm just going to do it like this so people know that it's a sort of like variables, right? Yeah, and like I said, so if you're doing an array of things, you'll have to do each one. Which I don't know if that works. Let's see if that works. That might not. Let's go view 2. Right. Let's see what happens if I put an array in here. And I just go view dash 2. So I don't know what's going to happen in the build there. So take a look. Build block. Oh yeah, view and view 2. This view. Oh, this could work. This do I have to? All right. So now, what do I have in view 2? Let's see. Block 1 in view 2. I'm going to say dynamic view dynamic number 2. And then we'll have to, oh, that's interesting. I wonder what it would be called. don't think it's gonna work, but who knows? We'll see. I think I broke something. Okay, so it looks like it handles this stuff, but it doesn't look like it actually manages. Yeah, it might not be quite ready for prime time yet, but if you put this back, this should work. That'll be really handy though, because then you can do as many JavaScript files as you want. You don't have to worry about it. Yeah, and that just works. So it looks like the build process will handle it, but I don't think the enqueuing will handle it. So maybe that's something that we have to manage on our own. Cool. Well, that was all I wanted to talk about really with scripts. Yeah, but I'll let y'all go and have a great rest of your week. Bye. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please give it a like. And be sure to subscribe to my channel for more content about Gutenberg and WordPress development.